Join me as I challenge your balance through a series of kneeling exercises. Hey everybody, I'm Peter Teloniadis and welcome to another episode. Today we're going to be working on your balance in the 4-point kneeling position. We're going to first adjust our hands and our knees. We're going to place our hands below our shoulders and knees below our hips. And just get a neutral spine here. We're going to close our eyes. And when you are ready, you are going to side shift your body weight to your left. Try to go as far left as possible with your eyes closed and then shift to the right. We're going to repeat this 4 more times here. Go nice and slow, getting a feel for the movement in your shoulders and your hips and your spine, of course. Trying to keep your neck and your spine in a neutral position. Recognize how much weight transfer is going in from one hand to the other and how much is going through one knee and then followed by the other knee. Very good. Oftentimes there is quite a bit of pressure through the wrist and the knees, so if you need another cushion, take a moment and grab that so you have more support. I'm going to show you also from a side profile. We're going to be transitioning forward and back, and we're going to be repeating this 5 times as well with your eyes closed. So with vestibular disorders, we want to make sure that we are transitioning and practicing movement patterns that are simulating different angles, different movements, different positions to get our bodies accustomed to different scenarios of activities of daily living. So as we come back to our neutral position, we're going to go into a cat stretch where we visualize the mid-back pulling upwards towards the sky, holding that for 5 seconds, and then sinking in towards the ground, holding that 5 seconds as we tilt our heads upwards. We're going to be repeating this transition from one position to the other 5 times. And as you bring your mid-back back into extension, you'll notice that you shift your pelvis forward a little bit into what we call an anterior pelvic tilt. And then you kind of transition into a little bit of a posterior pelvic tilt with a cat stretch. And so you can also coordinate your breathing pattern with these movements. And as you transition into the cat stretch, you would want to exhale as your ribs close in on each other and your lungs contract. And as you extend your back, you can inhale as the ribs kind of roll backwards and open up the chest cavity. So as a quick recap, we can exhale as we go into the cat stretch, and we can inhale as we go into the camel hump and extend our back. Okay, I think we're nicely warmed up here. We're going to open our eyes, and we're going to transition into a 3-point kneeling position. With your right hand, you're going to hover the ground, rotating leftwards, and then followed by rotating upwards into the right. Really encouraging as much trunk rotation as possible. You're tracking that thumb with your eyes, and you're going to repeat this motion 10 times. Maintain a neutral pelvis and keep the elbow that is weight-bearing locked as well. You may want to coordinate your breathing pattern so it exhales as you tuck your arm underneath and inhales as you reach upwards. This is a very good stretch to work on trunk mobility, but this is also a very good vestibular exercise for individuals such as mechanics or swimmers, for example, who have vestibular disorders, to get accustomed to the downward looking position. Okay, so now we're going to transition hands, and we're going to do the same thing the other way. With your left hand, we're going to tuck it under our right underarm, and we're going to left rotate, and we're going to repeat this 10 times. So you left rotate as you inhale, and you exhale as you right rotate. Keep eyes focused on the thumb, and if you get any dizziness with this motion, just pause for a little bit, and hopefully the symptoms will subside and you can resume the activity. If they do not subside, it may be best to skip the exercise altogether and try it out later on in the day. Excellent work, everybody. Just 2 more. And reach. And one last one. And reach. Very good. Now we're going to go back to the right side. We're going to place our hand behind our head, and we're going to do another movement to encourage rotation of the trunk, moving our shoulder and our head as a unit. And we're going to repeat this 5 times together on each side. And 3, and 4, and 5. And now we're going to perform this exercise on our left hand side for a count of 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're going to move away from our rotational movements, and we're going to focus more so on extension and flexion. We're going to integrate an eye tracking exercise with this. It's called 4 to 2 or bird dog. You're going to reach out with your right arm and left leg. Visualize a glass of water on your low back. You're going to try to keep it still as much as possible, so not to spill the water. You're going to track your thumb with your eyes as you bring it in towards your knee and out again, and repeating this exercise 10 repetitions per side. This 4 to 2 stance is an excellent exercise to strengthen the low back, as it works on the multifidus muscle and as well on coordinating the movements of the right arm and left leg, which is consistent with running, walking, swimming motions, and all other movement patterns that encourage extension. So continuing tracking the eye, we're going to transition to the other side shortly. When you're ready, you're going to reach out with the left arm, right leg, and track that left thumb as it touches the knee and reaching back up. You're really encouraging movement of the neck here as well in that downward position. That would simulate reaching down under your chair for your sandals or slippers, or even kind of washing your hair, looking downwards. So let's finish strong here as we complete our last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. So just to make sure that our backs are not sore tomorrow, we're just going to do a mild stretch. We're going to transition ourselves into a child's pose. Reach as far out as possible with your hands. And we're going to overlap our left hand over top of our right to stretch out our left latissimus dorsi, or lat muscle. And we're going to hold it just for a few seconds. We're going to transition to our left. We'll do the same thing on that side, overlapping our right over top of our left hand just for a few seconds here. And we'll transition back and forth, repeating this 3 times per side. Just reward yourself for all that hard work today with your exercise routine, and take a moment to kind of do some subtle breathing. Think about all the things you're grateful for today. Okay, well done. So as we slowly wrap up this episode, I'd just like to thank you all for sticking around. And if you have any ideas for exercises that you would like to work on with respect to balance, send them in the post. If you liked our video, make sure you subscribe to our channel and pass on our information to others so that we could spread balance awareness. Thank you so much.